Welcome everybody for logging in today. We're going to be talking about kind of a much talked about topic right now in the investment sector, this co-living. I have a couple of special guests here today. I have Peter Coomer over here from Hermitage Homes.
G'day, Fred.
Thank you, Peter. And Krish Amin from Certainty Property Group.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for that. Look, just a quick intro about myself for anybody that doesn't know me. My name is Fred Van Erck. I am the founder of VIP Property Group. I'm also a licensed mortgage broker and a licensed real estate agent. But before we get started, I do have to give this quick disclaimer. Just basically, any information provided today in this webinar is general advice by nature. It's not financial advice. Before making any investment decisions, you should contact your accountant, financial planner, or any other professional representative. So look, maybe Peter, let's start with you. What's
no
your story,
worries.
mate?
I work for Hermitage Homes. We're an investment-based builder based in Melbourne.
Okay.
I'm based here in Sydney, managing all our sales channels throughout Queensland, New South Wales, and there's a few overseas people that we look after as well.
Okay.
So Hermitage has been around for 27 years now, so we've got longevity in the game.
Yep.
Very well established. Multiple award winners in the HIA category. I think 2022 was the highlight. We were Medium Builder of the Year.
Okay.
Australian Builder of the Year.
Yeah, nice.
So yeah, very proud of that.
Yeah.
And we build anywhere from, in a good year it was 780, but we're sort of currently tracking for about 400, 450 for this year.
So around 450 homes per year?
Yep, per year.
Okay.
Yep, and we are purely B2B.
Yeah, okay.
So we work with our sales channels, and sales channels will introduce us to their clients.
Sure. Perfect.
And it's full turnkey packages.
Okay. And you guys do subdivisions as well? Do you do that, or?
There's a couple of different divisions within our company. We've got a development division called Synergy Living, and we own a couple of estates and a hotel. We've got 3 estates actually now.
Okay.
And a hotel, and then there's the retail arm, which is called Kingsbridge, and then the Hermitage Homes, which is the investment spaces in which we all sort of work in.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All
and
right,
that's the main driver of the business is that part of it.
Gotcha. And Krish?
Yeah, well, I work for Certainty Property.
Okay.
We are an investment management company.
Okay.
So we take care of providing owners with the best advice in terms of what they can expect from purchasing a property on the rental side.
Yeah.
So we only do property management, and our goal is to make sure every owner gets the full experience and has a smooth transaction through when they're going through. So we work with builders like Peter, and of course with people like you, Fred. And we just want to make sure everyone has a smooth experience going through.
Okay.
We've been around for coming up to 7 years now. We started in 2018.
Mm-hmm.
And we're probably one of the largest independent property management agencies in the country.
Yeah,
so
nice.
we've got offices in every state.
It's growing quick, hasn't it?
Yeah. It's going pretty quick. And our core goal is just to, as I said, make sure everyone has a smooth experience, right? At the end of the day, all of us know when all of this can go lopsided, right?
Yeah.
Having that light at the end of the tunnel, always a great support.
Yeah. Well, look, I guess at the end of the day, it's the question from investors is, who's going to manage my property, especially if it's interstate property, especially if it's something like a co-living type property, even more so, right? So
100%.
I guess that's what you guys specialize in. So excellent. So let's talk a little bit about this co-living. Look, there's a lot of interest in it right now. I guess we're coming off this heated market that we had for NDIS. Our investors seeking high yields. Obviously, the NDIS market has moved, I'm going to say, a lot, right? People are
sideways, backwards, forwards. It moves constantly.
It's still there, right? It's still there. It's a little bit difficult, right? So people are looking for possibly something a little bit safer, but still that give you that high yield, that high return, right? Absolutely. So that's what I'm finding with a lot of my clients. My clients are saying, okay, Fred, well, we purchased some NDIS, what next, right? So it's obviously a compounding effect. Interest rates are higher. people are looking for that extra return. I always try and steer people towards cash flow neutral, cash flow positive properties. Obviously, they can put their deposit down. The property can look after itself. They're not inclined to sell it in any hurry. If they hold it for 10 years, they've done great out of it. If they make a little bit of extra money out of it, they can put it against their mortgage, pay off their mortgage as the scenario goes.
That's the whole reason we introduced the co-living product was to address the yield issue in Melbourne, right? Traditionally, I think we all know that yields haven't been as strong in Victoria as they have been in Western Australia, Queensland, South Australia, for example.
Yeah.
So, and that introducing that addressed that issue because it was I was coming up against that all the time.
Yeah.
Not much we can do about the market. The market sets itself.
Yeah.
But this product alleviates that to a degree. And to do it, we needed certainty. We needed the property management program behind it.
Sure.
Couldn't do it otherwise because it is a specialist management situation.
Yeah. Well, I guess that's the benefit, right? I mean, one of our club members can come through the club. They can, look at a co-living opportunity. I can introduce them to you. Certainty comes along. I can help with the finance on it. Which is one of the other challenges here.
It can be end-to-end, and it should be. If you're going to offer
it's what it should be, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So, look, I've just got a slide up here. I'll talk to it quickly. Co-living versus a standard 4-bed house, right? So, let's just assume that the co-living, it's a 5-bed. It's around $780. I've got 5 rooms in there. On average, $250 per room. You might get a little bit more, but let's just work off that. So I'm getting $1,250 as opposed to a normal standard 4-bed house, and I might get $650. I probably get $600, somewhere around that. My monthly gross rent on the co-living's $5,400. On the standard home, it's $2,800. My mortgage, there you go, it's 6%, $4,700. So on the co-living, without the additional costs, of course, I'm positive $675.
Absolutely. Almost doubling your rent returns, right?
So that's good. That's fine. I mean, that's not a lot, but compare that to my standard 4-bed house where I've got to tip in $2,000 a month.
Yeah,
correct.
Right. So, for long-term wise, I know what people should be doing, right?
Yeah,
if you're trying to build a portfolio, you need positive properties, not negative properties, things that are going to add to your account or at least keep it neutral, not drain it.
Yeah. 100%.
Right. I guess let's just talk a little bit about the resistance that you guys have found in this area. I mean, things that I always get asked is like, okay, well now I'm going to put 3 to 5 strangers in a house. I mean, how does that work? I mean, I don't know.
Certainty property. Well, it's sort of that simple.
Well,
it is.
It truly is.
I think I do want to take a step back, right? Where we come to in Australia, of where co-living is such a new product. If I look back and if I look at how other major CBDs in other countries have done this, right? You look back to London, a couple of years ago. I would say even longer than that, 20, 30 years ago. Exactly where I would say all of Australia is at the moment, right? Where we've just had this massive boom in population. We have a shortage of housing. They've had co-living, and I would say co-living is probably the easiest way of understanding it, share housing for years and years. And having 3 or 5 strangers living together, it's become sort of the norm right now, right? Especially with how unaffordable renting out a property, especially for international students, healthcare workers, and even first-time renters, right? Leaving mum and dad for the first time, looking for a property, paying $600, it's a massive amount.
That makes perfect sense, doesn't it? It's been an actual transition following these bigger cities that have had more pressures, living pressures than what we've experienced.
100%. I think we're also very lucky, rather than even if you look back at London and New York is probably the best examples of this. If you look at their co-living houses, mate, they're tiny eggshells, right? We're very lucky that we've got great builders like Hermitage who have actually gone through the due diligence process, right?
Keep it going, mate.
There you go.
Go through that process.
There's more.
But we joke about this, but it's actually one of the key things, and probably the biggest resistance we see as in property managers from investors, where they haven't gone through that process of, especially people like yourself, Fred, right? If they haven't gone through that process, an extra step of making sure the small things are done correctly, it adds massive value back. right?
Yeah.
I know one of the first questions Fred's asked me was when he saw this product is, does this actually work?
Yeah.
Like, I've seen dual keys, I've seen this, but we've seen NDIS.
Yeah.
What's the catch? This is too good to be true.
Yeah. These look really, on paper, they look great.
Great, exactly,
right?
exactly.
It's,
but those, as I said, those small things that we look at, and I think it's primarily on the build side. So making sure we have those en suites and separate lockable pantries, and we keep going into those small.
Well, each room has its own lock, right?
Yeah, correct.
Digital locks on each room.
Yeah.
Lockable pantries per client. And some of our products there's an extra living room in there if they want it for the 4-bedders.
Yeah.
But essentially, it is all set up for that co-living. And again, I just go right back to the thing: we can't do it without the expertise of these guys who cut their teeth in student living. So it makes perfect sense.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. And I think if we look back of where we started doing this sort of product in Victoria, coming up to 5-6 years ago, initially what people were doing was, and we'd see this a lot in Sydney and Queensland, where we had massive boarding houses.
So Queensland, it's been popular up there, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. And they had these massive projects which were like 12, 15 beds, right?
Yeah.
So for us, what we saw was, well, how can we apply all the benefits of having a multi-tenancy property?
Sure.
But also having that access and not needing millions of dollars to invest into it to get the same returns.
Yeah.
And it was just that perfect synergy of where we're able to apply all of the stuff that we learned in managing such larger projects and applying it on a smaller scale. So it's like almost you're taking out all the cons of having this on scale, right?
Yeah.
But I think it's always a good thing to have a balance. Right. And I think this is where we've always had that conversation.
The tenancy match, is that a...
Absolutely. So you always want to make sure that even though you are putting in 3 or 5 random strangers together, that they all match together, right?
And how long would they... I mean, do they... What's the turnover like? What's...
We've found that it's a game of numbers.
Yeah.
If you give them the option for someone saying, I've got this house, do you want to lease it for 6 months?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I'll sign the papers right now.
Sure.
But I think the ideal number is 12 months, right? If we're signing 12-month leases with tenants, not only is the owner getting security, but also the tenant.
Yeah, that's
the tenant's
perfect.
Getting a roof over their head for a year.
You're getting continuity, aren't you?
Yeah,
exactly.
And as an investor, you want some sort of certainty.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the same way for the tenants as well. They want some sort of certainty that they're going to have a roof over their head and they're not going to get kicked out in 6 months' time.
Yeah.
So that 6 month, the 12-month leases is what we aim for.
Yeah.
And typically what we've seen is they'll end up staying for about 1.5 to 2 years.
Yeah, wow.
Which it's probably on par with what your normal house sees.
Well, mostly. But look, I guess the difference is if I've got a normal house, my tenants move out in 1.5 years.
Yeah.
Right. It's empty for a month or 2 months, right?
Exactly.
While I lease it, while people come through, while people move in. With multi-tenancy, you're always going to have somebody paying your rent.
Absolutely.
Paying your mortgage, sorry, right?
Yeah.
So that's why I try and explain it to people. It's like, I've got 5 people paying my mortgage.
Yeah.
Not one family.
Exactly.
Right?
It's exact same thing of spreading your risk out, right?
Yeah.
It's if you've got 5 streams of income coming through, you spread your eggs. They're not all in one basket.
Yeah. Yeah. So look, that's really good to know, because in the back of my mind, that was my concern.
Yeah.
Right. I guess let's talk a little bit about what the mechanics of it.
Yeah.
Do I have to furnish this home as an owner? Who pays the outgoings? I mean, how do you divvy that kind of stuff up?
Absolutely. So the best way of explaining...
I mean, what do you guys charge? It's like...
Bottom line. How much?
How much is it going to cost me?
Let's just get in some numbers
So
here.
If I was to start from the start, you're looking at about, on average, getting about 1,200 to about 1,300 per week in rent.
5-bedder.
Or a 5-bedder.
I know,
for a 5-bedder.
700, 750, 780, somewhere around there. Okay.
Exactly.
Crazy.
But
10% return.
Yeah. When you are getting that rent, the way it works is we have to make the property suitcase ready.
Okay.
So what we mean by that is if a tenant comes through just their personal belongings, they'll be able to move into the property and live there.
Yeah.
So we've actually got our own furniture pack, which we've tailored to the Hermitage build to make sure that all those requirements are met. Yep. It's just providing that sort of end-to-end service for not only the clients but also the tenants.
Sure.
Now, the question you had was utilities and the ongoing costs. You're absolutely right. So, unlike a normal standard property, we can't actually charge each tenant the utilities.
Well, you couldn't.
You couldn't, right? How am I going to know?
Logistically impossible, right?
Exactly.
You can't divvy up a bill.
But we've run our numbers and we've cut our teeth on sort of what it looks like. You're only looking about $8,500 a year in terms of outgoings for running this entire property.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So $160. $160 a week.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
Exactly. You still. Yeah.
Sorry, and further to Krish's point before about the suitcase ready, our homes are built full turnkey, so the clients are getting, and it is suitcase ready. Quite
okay,
literally.
so I don't need to, as an investor, I don't need to do anything. I
don't need to, the appliances will be in there,
put some turf down or fence it or
everything. 100%, it's all taken care of.
Yeah,
colour schemes are limited. You only need 4, but that's okay. It's an investment property.
Yeah.
Then you move through sort of that period there. So again, it's the synergies between certainty and what Hermitage is doing are tight and good.
Yeah. So and like something like insurance, does it cost me more to insure a property like that? Do I have to register it with the Victorian government?
Absolutely. So there's 2 different types, right?
Yeah.
Well, we've got a 3-bedder and a 5-bedder.
Okay.
We'll focus on the 5-bedder because that's where you have all your nuances.
Okay.
So with the 5-bed design, your insurance is only about, I'd say, 10% more than what your standard home would cost.
Yeah. Okay.
So not adding too much there.
Yeah.
But on the side of registering it, we've cut our teeth with everyone we've worked with. And we've streamlined it down. So your investors will have a good experience from our team. We'll reach out to them and walk them through that process. But all you're basically doing is Hermitage will give me a plan.
Yep.
And we'll submit it to the council, and the council will come back and approve it.
Okay. Sounds
keep it simple as possible.
Yeah. And I saw somewhere that registration with, I think Victoria was like, it wasn't much at all. It's $259.
Yeah, correct. And that's only a one-off.
And I further read something that if you register it as a boarding rooming house, you can get you actually get the concession on the land tax.
Correct. So it's a full exemption
under affordability living.
Yeah.
So a full exemption, right?
It's a process to go through, but that is possible.
Yeah, it's an opportunity.
Yes,
absolutely.
Right? Okay. And your typical renters, I mean, who's renting these? Where should these,
Absolutely. Well, I'd say if you're looking at your core tenants for these, most of them are going to be from 3 main categories. Okay. The first and the massive one, especially in Victoria, is your students.
Okay.
Victoria has such a massive demand for not only international students, but even domestic students traveling interstate.
Yeah.
That's coming back harder.
Oh,
as well.
massive.
Yeah.
Coming back real hard.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. The other one is healthcare workers. Victoria's also got this massive drive for regional placement for hospitals. So when students are getting to their tail end, they'll be going through there.
Yeah.
And hospitality workers. First time, people moving out mum and dad's place for the first time. And the average age of these tenants are roughly around that 25 to 34 mark.
Yep.
They're in what we mainly look at is making sure that they all fit together. It's that synergy.
Yeah.
So we just match correct tenants together.
Yeah. Well, they're similar age, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they've got similar interests.
Absolutely.
I guess hospitality workers, people working in healthcare, they're probably shift workers anyhow, right? I mean, they're coming and going. It's not like everybody goes to work 9 to 5. They all come back. They're all sitting around,
That's it. People are coming and going, making their own way.
So they need convenience, right? So it kind of offers convenience.
Yeah.
Look, I've got a couple of packages here that I thought I'd just show from Hermitage. I thought maybe, Peter, you might want to just talk about this one a little bit.
Oh, that's the Leon 22 GE, we call it.
Okay.
It's a 5-bedroom, 5-bathroom, double garage property. It's 206 square meters.
Yeah.
This one is actually in our estate in Wallen.
Okay.
And Wallen's a great area, established town. It's on the fringe. It's right on the fringe of the metro line in Melbourne between regional and metro.
Yeah, okay.
Literally only 45 k's from the city. Wow. Access on the M1, the whole bit. Lots of development going on up in Wallen itself.
Yeah.
And Wallen's quite an established town, so you've got the further south, you've got Beveridge, and particularly Beveridge I'm talking about, and there's not much infrastructure there. There will be, but there's not much at the moment. Whereas Wallen, an established town, it's got it all. It's got
Sure,
schools, sporting, pubs, supermarkets, schools, you name it. It's all in there.
Yeah.
And
Well, they're looking at double population growth there in the next.
Well, that whole region, that whole northern corridor, it's been earmarked for a huge amount of growth.
Yeah.
And everything's been set up. The infrastructure's been built to set up to cater for it as well.
Yeah.
All the big players, you got the Stocklands, have literally got estates dotted up and down that northern corridor.
Yeah.
I think the last count there was, just off the top of my head, I think there's 4. And that's Craigieburn,
Yep.
Aurora, Craigieburn,
Mickleham.
Cloverton, and there's another one further up that's been earmarked up near Beveridge somewhere. Anyway.
Yeah, and there's a lot of industry going in up there, right?
Heaps of industry. You've got the whole logistic. You've got like traditional manufacturing that's always been based out there. You've got the airport, the transport and logistics region from the airport, which is close by.
Yeah.
We think it's got a lot of upsale.
Yeah. So look, mate, I just pulled up the plan here. Just obviously walking through it kind of looks like a traditional house, but it's not.
The best way to think of these places is a traditional home with an extra bathroom or an extra bedroom.
So everybody has an ensuite.
5-bedder, but it's 5 and 5. The 3-bedders are 3 and 3, and the 4-bedders are 4, 3.5 and 2. So it's the simplest way to look at it because people do overcomplicate it a little bit.
Yeah.
It is simply a home with extra bathrooms.
Look, I guess at the end of the day, people always say to me, what happens if I don't like it being a rooming house? What happens if it's too difficult? And I just say, look, it's a house. Yeah. You can rent it like a normal house.
Absolutely.
Well, the exit strategy we think is really good for the whole category.
Yeah,
absolutely.
That you're likely to be the only 3-bedroom home with 3 bathrooms in the street when you're on selling.
True.
And if you're a 4-bedder, you're likely to be the only one with 3.5 bathrooms.
Yeah.
So
multi-generational living. I guess I'm living with my mum and dad, or kids, or
and as you know, that is becoming more and more. People are considering that more and more these days, and this co-living that addresses that.
Yeah.
Speaking about the exit strategy, I think even if you do get to go to sell this, before even the mum and dads get a chance to have a look at it, another investor's probably already lined up to buy this.
Yeah.
There aren't that many built.
Yeah.
Well, we had a look on realestate.com not long ago, and we saw one for sale across Australia.
Yeah.
And that was early June, wasn't it?
Yeah. And we had one in Australia, 101,000 existing properties to sell.
Yeah.
And only one of them was a co-living build.
Yeah.
So
I know.
Okay.
Sounds hard to believe, but true.
All right. It is. Well, look, I've got the little 3-bed here.
I love it. I love this design.
3 by 3 by 1.
3 by 3 by 1. We've got a 3 by 3 by 2 as well.
Yep.
That one fits on a tiny block. It's 8.5 by 25.
The floor plan here. Oh,
yeah.
That's my floor plan. There you go.
That's it. Single garage, 8.5 by 25. Yep. So it's a really good. I love these because you're not overcapitalising. You're still getting great returns per room.
Yeah.
And if we can find the right block, the right price, these will go in the 6s.
Yeah. And you're getting around close to the 9s, some of these.
Well, I was going to say, I saw one not long ago, an actual from
close to 9s.
Yeah, 900's about 300 a room in some of these areas.
In the right areas, we can get 300 per room for them.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that makes it an incredibly attractive proposition.
Well, that's the whole point, right?
Yeah.
Like if I was to buy that standard house in Tarneit, for example, right? I sold one Tarneit the other day.
Yeah.
675, 680, whatever. Standard rent's going to be 500, 520.
Correct.
I'm not doubling, but hey,
you're close to it.
You're almost doubling it in the
I'm
right
pretty
area.
Damn close.
Yeah.
Right. And then I guess the other thing that we tend not to think about is the rental increases.
Yeah.
So if I'm getting 900 and it just goes up by CPI every year, it goes up 3%, 3.5%.
Still a decent amount of cash flow.
At year 5, I'm actually collecting 1,200,
1,300 a week, ain't you?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So, that profit that I was making straight out
hasn't changed. You're paying for it, but it hasn't changed, has it?
Exactly.
Yeah. So I'm making an extra $500. I mean, it's massive.
Yeah. And you haven't done anything
$500
special.
a week.
Yeah.
Put that on your mortgage.
Oh, absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
For a $700K investment or whatever it is. So yeah, look, I know that certainty. I know you offer a rent guarantee.
Absolutely.
A lot of people, I guess, in the past, they builders have built in rent guarantees. They factored into the price.
Yep.
Effectively, you were just paying for some peace of mind.
Yeah.
Right. You two guys are completely separate businesses.
Correct.
Right. Hermitage isn't building in any extra margin for offering a rent guarantee.
Definitely not.
So how are you guys offering this rent guarantee?
I think-
and why would you do it? I mean,
The first part comes down to our name, all right? We're here to provide that certainty to
yeah,
everyone,
okay.
right?
Yeah.
But we're so confident in the product and we've always seen that the best way of explaining this is, how do you make sure someone you don't know is doing the best job?
Yeah.
Well, put your money where your mouth is.
Yeah.
Right? Put skin in the game.
Yeah.
So we've always worked off that motto, is like, well, put skin in the game.
Yeah.
If you're telling me this is possible,
Yeah.
why don't you back yourself?
Yeah.
So we provide a rent guarantee of 75% off the rent, rounded down to the nearest whole room.
Sure.
So 5-bedroom example would guarantee on an ongoing basis that you're getting as a minimum 3 out of the 5 rooms of rent.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I saw that in your proposal.
Yeah.
So at full occupancy, 5 beds, I'm getting 12 to 1,300.
yeah,
You would be guaranteeing 3 rooms.
yep,
Right. So effectively, you're still guaranteeing me $770, $750.
yeah,
Which is still more than I
normal
would have
rent.
got if it was a normal house.
yeah.
What's that? No cost.
It's yeah.
It's at no cost to the client.
Yeah. Yeah.
Magnificent. It
But
doesn't.
with a normal house, I don't have any rent guarantee.
No.
Right. It's like I know it's going to be vacant every year or year and a half for 4 weeks. But you guys are backing it, so
Absolutely.
I'm so
We
much better
de-risked
off. Yeah, you've de-risked it.
We've
Yeah,
just de-risked it,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
It's putting that certainty back in the property.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh wow.
Geez,
The
good,
certainty
isn't he?
thing. Yeah, keep going. I keep plugging it. And so I guess look, on a 3-bedder, you know, $800 a week, let's say, you guys would still guarantee 3 rooms.
In the 3
2 bedrooms, 2 rooms, somewhere around 500.
Yeah.
Which again is more than I would have got on the market for a 3-bedroom house.
Absolutely.
Right. So, yeah, pretty good option. You know, look, we're based in Sydney here. People are looking at Victoria. Obviously, a lot of people are talking about Victoria. Typically hasn't been a hotspot for Sydney investors.
no.
You know, kind of a flat market, I guess.
Has been for
Land tax.
number of
not
years.
sure about the government. Blah blah blah.
Land tax. There's a whole lot of negatives. Negative's not the right word, but there's a whole lot of things in place that people will balk.
Yeah.
Have balked.
Yeah. Look, I've got this next slide here because I think there's some telling in this, right? It's the medium average dwelling price in Melbourne. It's coming 5th.
Wow.
Okay.
It makes no logical sense.
All right.
And it's the second largest CBD in
yeah.
the country.
It makes no.
and it will be the largest.
It
right?
will be the largest.
It will be the largest. So
Eventually.
you look at this and you think, okay, well, is it going to catch up? I mean, is
likely.
Is it always going to trail? I mean, why would it trail? It's like if people are migrating to Australia, right? I can't afford to live in Sydney.
No.
Okay, at 1.2 million, right? You know, Brisbane 900, Adelaide, yeah, okay. You know, Perth, it's a long way away, but Perth market still doing really, really well. So this 814, you know, it's still doing very, very well. That'll be 900 or a million soon. So, you know, affordability wise, you look at Victoria and say, well, that's my option if I'm immigrating.
I think to add to that, not only is it the affordability side, right?
Yeah.
But looking at where Melbourne is in terms of how much time it's grown, got all the infrastructure already there, right?
True.
You look at Perth, you look at Adelaide, absolutely. They're existing townships and they've had a lot of money put into infrastructure, but they're still developing.
Yeah.
And housing's already skyrocketed there.
Yeah.
So the way that we've always looked at through is I've got the infrastructure.
Yeah.
It was just stopping.
Yeah.
Melbourne simply missed out on that cycle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That everyone has gone through,
Yeah.
pretty much, and particularly the Perths, the Adelaides,
Yeah.
and Queensland, right? And that's why we are at number 5.
Yeah.
Because we didn't get that growth.
Yeah.
Which like a lot of people in the industry we can't figure it out. But
Yeah.
there are reasons. There's
Yeah.
government policy,
Yeah.
the land tax, and there's been a few other bits and pieces then along the way. COVID was put a big dampener on Melbourne, on the growth
Yeah,
of Melbourne,
sure.
the way it was
lockdown.
managed.
Yeah.
But we're coming out of that, and
Yeah.
with that is opportunity.
Absolutely.
And that's, well, like you do the comparisons, an entry point for 2 and 2 property in Melbourne will cost you somewhere at $750 to $800, right? For a good one.
It's
Sydney,
yeah.
that's 1.3, 1.4, 1.5.
Yeah.
And that's first home buyers.
Yeah.
So that's, and for investors, even more so, is that there is massive opportunity. As Krish said, the infrastructure's been if it's not built, it is underway in Melbourne to cater for the growth.
Yeah.
Because the projections were always to be that Melbourne will take over Sydney.
Yeah.
That has probably slowed a little bit. It'll
Yeah.
get there eventually, but
Yeah.
how long?
It's
Look,
inevitable.
I think
it's
it will.
inevitable at some point. But
if you look at Sydney, where we've kind of built our land out, right?
Yeah.
Correct.
It's like we're landlocked. We can't grow much more, right? We've got to go higher density living,
Yeah.
right? Whereas Melbourne still has
Well, you look at the northern corridors and the
a
western
lot of
corridors.
land. I mean, it can keep going.
There is
right?
land everywhere.
Yeah.
There is land
Especially in the
everywhere.
West, right?
Yeah.
There's a reason why we call it the Western Growth Corridor, right?
Yeah.
It's purely because even if you look at it historically, Melbourne's always grown southeast.
Southeast.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
you're even seeing properties, about 23 k's. How far is Tony? About 23 k's from the city.
25 k's, from the
Yeah.
city.
From the city, which is about what, 35-minute drive in,
Yep.
right? And you're still getting affordable housing there.
Yeah, well, look, I guess this is the thing, right? As a property investor, you want to not follow the trend, but you work off stats. So
Absolutely.
I would look at a stat and I'd say, okay, with the last 10-year growth, I should be in Sydney for sure, right?
Yeah.
But I don't have that 1.2.
No, not everyone's got that.
So, and then you look at that and you think, well, I don't need it. I should actually go somewhere I can afford.
Yeah.
Look
Well,
at
if
an
we
opportunity
look at
like a co-living, right?
We're in a
that
massive
pays.
affordability situation, aren't we?
And it's going to catch up with the rest,
Correct.
right? It's got to be carried along.
And that and Melbourne addresses that at the moment for investors, first home buyers, the whole
Yeah.
lot. So to get in now, we're at the bottom of the the cycle, and now's the time to look at it.
It's cheap, right?
Absolutely.
It is cheap.
700. It's just anything around 700. Just
Anything
can't
around
be
700,
matched.
we'll get things.
Can't be matched. Southeast Queensland, forget it. All that stuff's gone.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
It's all gone.
Yeah, and it's Melbourne's a good city. It's big. It's got the sport. It's got the infrastructure. It's got all those things, lifestyle, and it's coming back. Right? Don't follow the crowd.
No. Yeah,
jump in now.
Yeah.
So
look, I'll put my broker's hat on for a second. It is a little bit more complex to finance a co-living property. A little bit like NDIS, you have to know what you're doing.
Yeah.
There are certain rules. There's a process that you have to go through. If you follow the process and you go through it and you talk to the right lenders, right?
Correct.
So it's all lender driven.
100%.
I just found when I was doing a lot of NDIS people, the first thing I'd say when I was talking to them about finance was I'd say, please don't go and talk to your normal bank.
Yeah.
Right? Because they will say no. And then you will come back to me and you will go, what's wrong with this, Fred? Right?
Yeah.
Oh, my bank won't. It's like, no. Some lenders don't like this product and some lenders love this product.
Yeah.
Right? So, as a broker, you need to talk to your broker and your broker needs to know where to go.
correct.
Absolutely.
Right? And if they know where to go, these things get funded. If they don't do it right, then, it just ends
It's the
up.
same thing with anything you're doing, right?
Yeah.
Great example. Like if you're building a house, you got to talk to the experts.
Yeah. Yeah. True.
Got to talk to the
Go to
experts.
the reputable guys that know
Exactly.
what they're doing, how to get it, how to fund it.
Yeah.
You don't
Yeah.
ask a plumber how to do an electrician's job.
Yeah.
Because brokers can make or break.
Yeah.
At times.
Well, they can if they start putting it with the wrong people, and it drags out. Look, this is kind of a seamless deal. I guess that's what we're trying to put in play here, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
We're trying to say, okay, no problems. We'll take you from here all the way through to keys, through to rent guarantee, through to tenants. You just forget about it, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So yeah, it's about having all those pieces of the puzzle. Well, look, guys, I really wanted to thank you for this session today. I think it's been really interesting. There's quite a lot to unpack. I guess just coming off the back of it all, we've identified that the price point to get in is relatively low.
Yep.
If not probably one of the lowest in the market. You're getting multi-tenancies, certainty property, you're looking after your tenants. So that's actually not your concern. That's not your headache. Builders like Hermitage here specialize in building this type product. So it's not going to be an issue at the end of the day. Am I going to get my occupational certificate or blah, 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 right? You guys have done it before. And the returns, right? You can't, having 4 or 5 people paying my mortgage instead of one.
Yeah.
Right? It's like, those are pretty compelling.
Absolutely.
It's a great strategy.
Great strategy. So look, thanks a lot.
Thanks
Krish,
for having us.
thanks a lot. Peter,
Fred?
let's go have a beer.
Anytime.
Let's go have a
That
beer.
wasn't that painful, was it?
No, let's go have a beer.
That was great.
All right. See you later.
Excellent.
That's it.
That was good.
Is that all right?
Go all right?
Yeah.
I don't know. You've done it before.
You tell us.
That was my first time.